Okay. What about the fruit?
The fruit belonged to my Aunt Kate, so it should go to you if you want it. And it came from Ireland in about the 1870s.
Let's see if I can.
And if nobody wants it, it should probably go to the Historical Society. But there's more fruit in there now than came, and you can easily recognize which is the original fruit and which is not. My mother put some more fruit in because she thought it didn't have enough, and she wanted it to look good. The grapes that are in there are real grapes, and they've just dried.
So they're raisins now.
So they're raisins now, yeah.
So they were real grapes originally.
And you can see because they're still on the stems.
Wow.
And there are a few pieces of wax fruit in there too that are small, that are obviously old. And then there are some more like that banana that you can see, and there's a pear and an apple, I think, and maybe some other ones that are obviously reasonably new. My mother put those in there probably in about the 40s or 50s. Probably the 40s because they were in there before we moved. The glass that's around it is not original. The original one got broken, so we bought another one. But the wooden base is original.
So why did they have that? The fruit?
Why did they get the fruit?
Yeah. What purpose did it serve?
Well, it was a decoration.
Okay. We don't really use fruit to decorate these days. Was that
No.
the thing back then?
No, we don't, but back then they didn't have some of the other things in it. And you couldn't keep fresh fruit, especially in the winter, because it would, you had no place good to keep it. You didn't have a refrigerator, you had an icebox. So it was just to look nice. I don't think that they went over to Ireland or brought it from Ireland. I think it just happened to come from Ireland and be imported. So that's all I know about the fruit.
What about the other things in the cabinet?
Okay, in
Anything
the
else?
cabinet, most of the things in the cabinet are relatively new, like the Christmas dishes and Dad's blue glasses. But there are some old ones in there. There's a couple of old blue ones that are probably at least 100 years old.
There's Osage Centennial, too, back there. That's,
Yeah, well, there's and there's a couple of Medina United Methodist Church ones that are there. One is the 150th of Medina City, blue. We bought that. And the pink one, pink and white one, of the church is one that we found at a restaurant in a case. It was for sale, so we bought it. So I'm not sure how old it is, but I think it's got a thing on it that tells you. Let's see what else is in there. The one in the middle on the top with all the little holes in it, that is supposed to be something that came from an expo that my mother got. So it's pushing 100.
Okay. That one.
The silver things that are in there are salt. The one is a salt dish. When you had salt, you didn't have a salt shaker. You had the dish, and then you just put your fingers in and sprinkled what you wanted. And then there's a little tray there that says, I think, 1875 or something like that to 1900, and we have no idea what that's for because we don't know of anything that happened in those years. I think there's a couple of little silver things in there, and one of them is a butter dish, individual butter dish. They put the butter in.
Oh. Is that the one with the blue glass in it or whatever?
Yeah, it has blue. Well, the tall one with the blue glass in it is for salt.
Ah.
And I think there's a little
little round one?
Yeah. That's
Little
for
round
butter.
one for butter. Okay.
Those came from my dad's family.
Ah, okay.
And then there are also a couple of older glass dishes in there with all the new glass dishes. On the second shelf, the tallest one, the one that's out, the tallest one, that one came from the family. I don't know anything about it, but it came from the family. There's a silver something. Oh, that's a silver plated little thing that you can grow plants in.
Huh.
And that came from the family. And then down here on the bottom shelf, you'll notice this old bowl that it's got chickens on it.
Hmm.
And that was when you went out to pick up the eggs, because a lot of people had chickens back then because you got cheap eggs. You took the little bowl and filled the little bowl with all the eggs you could find. That was a kid's job to do that.
How about the pig?
Oh, the pig, that's not old. That just came from a rummage sale.
Oh,
My mother saw it and she liked it, so she bought it and took it. I think the rest of the stuff in there might be some silver dishes.
Mm-hmm.
There ought to be a couple of silver dishes.
up in the middle there underneath the glass bowl.
Here's
There's a bread and butter dish that's old. That's old. That was used to serve stuff like chili sauce or something like that. Cranberry sauce, that's a sauce serving.
Oh, this was the one for the
That's
flowers.
the one for the flowers. And the other silver ones that are used for trivets. Those are just
Trivets.
ordinary.
Those are ordinary.
I bought those.
Here's a dish with like holes in it.
Yeah, that's the butter dish.
Oh, that's the butter dish. Okay.
Yeah, somewhere where I have things stored, I'm not sure exactly where they are now, I have a set of 12 small dishes, say about the same size as the butter dish,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all silver,
What about this one with the windmill?
the windmill. Oh, that one came from Dad's family,
Oh.
and that was the birthday dish.
Oh.
So when you had a birthday, the cake went on that.
Wow, that's fancy.
Yeah, and that got passed on. Dad couldn't leave this
Which one was that?
dish.
One with the windmill?
One with the pink on it and the windmill.
Oh, yeah.
The tulips.
Yeah.
Do you remember that, Dad?
Seemed like I remember that. Been a while.
And I just got the little dog last summer, so he's nothing special.
Yeah. Close up of the fruit.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, there's the raisins in the back. There's some flowers in there too.
Yeah, those are original. And there are also some little seashells in there
Oh,
that
yeah.
he put in the 1930s or so.
Oh.
And she got them at the beach in Sarnia.
Ah.